Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my technical Minecraft Let's Play. And I'm where we left off in the previous episode, that is the netherwort farm. So from the previous episode, all I've done is just replanted the entire thing. And kinda collected the items and put them in the chest, and that's all the profit we get from one harvest, which is a huge amount, but I'm probably gonna need to harvest it quite a couple times before I'll have enough netherwort to last me a long time. And currently I don't actually have a use for it, but I will soon have it, because in one of the next episodes I will be building a brewing station, I guess is what you can call it, but currently I need to actually figure out how I want to do it, because I've looked around at some YouTube videos and I'm not really satisfied with how they work. I want it to be like one block thick, so one block wide, so that each potion that can be created is just one row of the farm, so I can be making like all of the potions at the same time, if that makes any sense. And I'm currently having some difficulties with the redstone overlapping due to there being no space in between, and hopefully I will get that sorted out and then I can make that episode. But today what I want to do is make a silverfish XP farm, because I don't know why, but I really like XP farms. So let me get some things prepared, and I'll probably see you at the end portal. Okay, so I'm at the end portal, and right here is the silverfish spawner, and as you can see, silverfish actually do spawn. I kinda did my best at the time to block it off, but I didn't really have enough blocks with me to completely fill up the spawning area. But what I'll have to do is actually sacrifice a couple of spawning spaces because the portal is in the way, and I don't think you can even destroy it, and if you can, I really don't want it, because this is kind of my main portal to the end and I don't want to find another stronghold. So yeah, I guess I'll sacrifice a bit of efficiency with it, and what I'll do is actually just make a normal spawning space, like without the other spawners, where you go just 4 blocks out in each direction and build a cage around that, and then flush all the mobs to one central point with water where they fall a certain amount of blocks and get collected there. But it will be an AFK-able XP farm, so what I'll do, I'll put an item that has thorns in my offhand, which will kill the silverfish and give me XP like that. But since beacons have been nerfed and they can't even regen your starvation damage, what I'll have to do is actually make a dispenser that will give me food, so that I will always be using the new 1.10 feature, I think it is, when you have a high saturation value food that actually gives you a regen like effect, and that should keep me full on HP. So what I'll have to do now is actually remove all these blocks, move the portal back a couple blocks, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've removed all of the blocks that were around the... Why does this happen every time? Yeah, I've removed all the blocks that were around the spawner, and I moved the nether portal. And of course, a lot of silverfish just come out of blocks whenever I start recording, and they push me into the portal every time, so the only visible block of the end portal will be this one. Everything else will be walled off and will be a part of the spawner. So what I have to do now is actually build a platform 2 blocks below the spawner, which is actually this one, but okay. Where did he even come from? I could have sworn everything was blocked off, but apparently not. Okay, so yeah, what I'll have to do is actually build the floor again, because the silverfish keep destroying it, and add water so that they will get flushed into one block and will no longer destroy the floor. So let me start doing that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've installed the floor wooden, and then I put a log border around it, just for, I guess, aesthetical purposes, and so that they can actually go in this block. At least I don't think they can actually go in wood. As far as I'm aware, they can only enter stone blocks. So that's stone, cobblestone, the bricks, and probably these things as well. Yeah, so now what I'll have to do is actually place water into all corners, refill my buckets with the infinite spring that I made. And the water is not flowing for some reason. Yeah, that's odd. Okay. I don't know what's up with that, but I guess there's... Okay, I guess there's some lag apparently, despite this being a single player world. Yeah, okay, so as you can see, this is the center block as expected, right under the spawner. And as you see, all the silverfish get flushed into the middle block. And then I'll remove that block, add a vine below it, and then they will fall a certain amount of blocks, dropping them down to one hit away where they will be killed. Okay, so let me make the tunnel, let me get some vines, and then I'll be back. So I've installed the drop shaft, I added vines, tripwire below it so that the silverfish all take the same amount of damage. And right now it is operational. It could work if I just added a slab so that they can't get out. But I saw something quite innovative, I guess, on a YouTube video, and I will try to do that right here. The link is in the description as per usual. But what he did was made it so that you constantly keep running, and when you get to the end, you step on some tripwire, activating some pistons that push slime blocks forward, pushing you back to the start. And here there would be a chicken farm, which would give you cooked chicken every so often. And you would keep running back and forth, making you lose hunger. And you would be holding a piece of Thorn's armor in your offhand, and food on your primary hand. Holding down right click, you would eat the food instantly, get the regen effect, and you would kill the silverfish that way, and you could just be AFK for as long as you want. So let me get some stuff prepared and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've built the room down here that I need, and I've used like logs below, planks above, and stone bricks above. So I installed the sticky piston with slime blocks in front of it so that they push me back, of course obsidian around them so that the slime blocks don't move any blocks, and a bit of tripwire to activate it. And what I did was actually add a repeater with 4 ticks delay so that the slime blocks actually push me away instead of just blocking my player right here. So now what I'll have to do is actually install the chicken farm, which as far as I'm aware can be any chicken farm you like, since it doesn't really matter as long as you have enough chickens for it to produce enough food so that you don't die. Okay, so let me do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've now installed the chicken farm, but it doesn't have the chickens in it, so it currently doesn't do anything. And while actually building it, I found diamonds, so I went to grab my fortune 3 pickaxe and I got 10 diamonds out of the 5 diamond ore, which is great. So now the last thing I have to do, despite actually having to install the chickens, is build the walls up there so that the silverfish don't actually get out of the spawning area. So let me get back up there, and I get back up there by just destroying some blocks behind and pillaring up. And then I'll be back once I have the walls built. So I am up here now, and I've actually built the cage around it. So here where I can see it, I actually tried a bit with the design. So logs on top, stairs, the long part of the stairs touching the logs. Then just planks, and then stairs and logs. So yeah, it's quite simple. And here I actually encased the portal around with planks so that the light from the portal doesn't actually go into the spawner and lowers the spawning rate, which should be great. And I guess that's all I had to do. So now I have a portal right here, which I will need to extend because it will drive me crazy if it will be 2 blocks wide and off center with this thing. And once I've done that and installed the chickens, this thing should be well. But I'm currently out of time because I'm going somewhere today, and I probably won't have any more time to record. So I'll probably just end the episode now and upload it. So if you enjoyed the episode, please do give it a like. And if you really enjoyed the episode, click that subscribe button for more episodes.